Dear students, today we will be starting chapter 14, Sources of Energy. So in this chapter we will be studying about different sources of energy, and they are categorized into conventional sources of energy and non-conventional sources of energy. The conventional sources of energy are those energy sources which are in use since ages. Okay, and non-conventional sources of energy are those sources of energy which we are using nowadays, which were not implemented earlier in earlier years, but now as the science and technology has developed, these non-conventional sources of energy is coming into being. So we have to first of all understand that what is a fuel and what are the characteristics of good source of fuel. How we can say that a particular thing is a good source of fuel. So the characteristics of good fuel are four. They are the main four characteristics. Number one is that whatever fuel which we are using, it should have a high energy output. It should give high energy. It should have high calorific value. Then next point is that the fuel which we are using, it should be easily available. It should not be like that it is not available for the normal public. Then third characteristic is that the good source of fuel should be easy to store and it should be easy to transport. And number fourth is that it should be economical. It should be within the ranges that we can spend over them. Okay, so this question is asked many times in board examination, that write the characteristics of good source of fuel. In some way or the other this question is asked. So these are the four characteristics of good source of fuel. Now let us jump to the main portion of this chapter, that is the classification of sources of energy. So there are two main sources of energy. They are conventional sources of energy and non-conventional sources of energy. So here in this slide you are seeing certain examples of conventional as well as non-conventional sources of energy. So the examples of conventional sources of energy are wood, flowing water, fossil fuels, and in fossil fuels there comes coal, petroleum and natural gas. So students, as you can see from the example of the conventional sources of energy, that these energy sources are used by the mankind since ages. Okay, we are using them since ages. Now let us jump to the examples of non-conventional sources of energy. They are solar energy, wind energy, biomass energy, ocean energy, geothermal energy, nuclear energy, etc. Okay, so these non-conventional sources of energy are coming in trend nowadays. Like many of us know about solar energy, that we are using, we can use solar cooker, solar water heater we can use, isn't it? And there are geothermal energy power plants, biomass energy power plants, nuclear energy power plants. So these non-conventional sources of energy are coming into trend nowadays, and most of the emphasis are on the setting up of power plants of the non-conventional sources of energy, how we can maximum utilize the non-conventional sources of energy. So some sources of energy are renewable, like sun, wind, flowing water, ocean, wood, biomass, etc. Like renewable means that they are available always. Certain sources of energy are available always, like sun energy, wind energy, flowing water, energy from the ocean, the wood, biomass, etc. Okay, while there are certain sources of energy which are non-renewable, like coal, petroleum and natural gas. And in these cases what happens, that if the coal, petroleum, natural gas content gets diminished, then it will take large years to get them back. Okay, so we have to use these non-renewable sources of energy very efficiently. Fine. So now in this chapter we will be studying about these different sources of energy in detail. So first of all, the conventional sources of energy. In it comes the fossil fuels. Fossil fuels, what are fossil fuels? This you have studied in earlier classes also, that these are the fuels which are formed inside the earth from the remains of plants and animals after millions of years. The example of fossil fuels are coal, petroleum and natural gas. Now, just now I told you that fossil fuels are non-renewable sources of energy, so they should be conserved, they should be used very properly. If they will finish up, if they will if the whatever sources we are having, they will finish up, then it will be very difficult to get them back, or we can get them back but it will take a longer period, longer duration, and in our lifetime we will not be able to use them. Okay, so what are the disadvantages of fossil fuels? So first of all, whenever a fossil fuel is burned, it releases certain gases, and these gases and harmful particles, they are the main source of air pollution. Now next is, the burning of fossil fuels releases certain acidic oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, which leads to the formation of acid rain. Okay, and this acid rain, it affects the soil and water, it makes the soil infertile, and it is harmful for the living organisms living in the soil as well as in aquatic life. Then they are causing very much high damage to the buildings and corrosion of the metals. Then next is, the burning of fossil fuels release large amount of carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide which is released by the burning of fossil fuels, it is leading to the increase in the temperature of our atmosphere, and with the increase in the atmospheric temperature, what is happening? Global warming is happening. There is the greenhouse effect which comes into prevail and which leads to the global warming. So as you can see that this figure shows the Taj Mahal. Due to the as Taj Mahal is located in Agra, and near Agra there is a city known as Mathura. So Mathura is having many of the oil refineries, and these oil refineries liberate such gases, due to which these oxides of sulfur and nitrogen are formed. Okay, and then when it rains, these oxides of sulfur and nitrogen come down towards the earth, and due to which there is the damage of the building of the Taj Mahal. The marble which is used in the Taj Mahal, it is getting yellowish in color due to this acidic rain which is caused by the harmful gases released by the refineries, oil refineries present in Mathura. Okay, now global warming, it is leading to the melting down of the glaciers. This is the hot topic these days, which we listen in news many times, and in Discovery Channel and National Geographic Channel, that the glaciers are melting. So why this is happening? Because the carbon dioxide released, it is forming a greenhouse effect, and then due to which the temperature of the earth is increasing, and due to the increase in the temperature of the earth gets warm, and due to which the glaciers start melting. They have started melting. Okay, so students, we will stop here for today. Thank you very much.